I've actually wanted to do an opossum reaction response video for a really long time, actually. This dude's actually made quite a few videos on my friends and my peers inside the Pokemon space, and I've actually wanted to just kind of check out one of his videos and make a response to it for quite a while. I actually watch a lot of Opossum's videos, and I do agree with most of the opinions and the facts that he does come with for these videos. However, sometimes I think maybe some of the facts are a little bit skewed, and I mean, that's totally fine. But hey, he is kind of jumping in my realm on this video, and that's exactly what we're going to check out today. Last week, I was actually in New York City for Anime NYC when he dropped this video, and I wish I could have just responded to it back then, so I did have to wait until now. I just got back yesterday. So in this video, he's going to talk about the newest collaboration with Pokemon and A.P.C. A.P.C. is a French luxury fashion clothing streetwear brand, and it stands for product and creation. And we're not going to do a full collaboration breakdown like we normally do on this channel. We're just going to do a quick overview, and we'll maybe save that for another video. But as you can see, it is very strange to have Pokemon products on the Pokemon Center website that do range in price from $130 for a simple t-shirt up to their most expensive piece in the collection, which is a $300 denim jacket. But honestly, I'm way more interested to see what Opossum has to say about this collaboration and about this move by Pokemon, and of course he's going to relay that to what's going on and being said within the Pokemon community. And honestly, I'm just excited to see what's going on and to see if we actually share some similar insight and also some similar opinions. But who knows? I'm guessing he thinks differently than I do, but I'm guessing we come to a very similar opinion on a lot of this stuff. So let's go ahead and jump right in, and I'll move over here because he kind of like takes over that right side of the screen there.
Pokemon, I'm just going to talk about something because I saw it on Instagram, as I normally do, and it genuinely made me chuckle with how people feel about types of stuff, about money, where stuff's going, Pokemon related drops, things like that. And I think people kind of forget what community we're in sometimes. I think people kind of forget what genuinely runs his hobby. So let's look at something real quick.
I kind of like the approach that he's taking already. I feel like he could have just come out and said, this collection is so stupid, or Pokemon's doing stupid stuff. But no, I like that he's kind of making a response already to what the Pokemon community is already saying. And of course, he's just going to probably relay this back to just people who are annoying in the Pokemon community, not necessarily pointing any fingers at the Pokemon community itself, but I could be wrong.
Yo, Pokemon Center, they announced today they're doing a collaboration and did a drop with the clothing company A.P.C. A lot of it's very simple in design. A lot of it's not really something I would wear. I'm more of a graphic tee guy myself. I'm just going to go to Target or Walmart or fucking go online and spend $15 on a graphic tee like I've done for 17 goddamn years. That's what I'm going to do. If this is something you like, go for it. They announced the drop.
I mean, technically, if you want to get into some particulars, this is probably considered a graphic tee as well, but no, I do get what he's saying there. So the thing about A.P.C. is they're a foreign brand. They've been around since like 1987, I think, so they've been around for quite a while. And as you can see, I mean, this is on par with what they're already selling, you know, 140 euros, which is friggin' expensive for a shirt. Their pants, $295. Their jackets, $295. So this is kind of the brand that we're working with here. Okay.
I don't like how this stuff looks, by the way. I think this is a very bad looking shirt, personally, for me.
Very fair opinion. You know, I've definitely voiced liking or disliking a specific collaboration or collection before. That's completely fair. That's completely within his reigns to say that. And if we're being completely honest, it's not my favorite design either.
It's very funny that it's always the same four. There's no originality in that stuff. Pokemon genuinely does do sometimes some very interesting collabs, and they do have some creative things that they'll implore. But at the same time, it's kind of nuts what people are like willing to fucking pay for with how simple it looks, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a couple conversations in one statement that he made here, and this is totally fair. I think a lot of people don't really understand, and this is still something that I'm still learning to understand, is the whole licensing and IP. When it comes to Pokemon, we're talking about the largest media franchise in the entire world, one of the biggest and largest brands in the entire world. They keep their IP and licensing like they hold that friggin' stuff as tight as possible, and that's just totally fair, and that's exactly what they want to do. It is a Japanese company, and sometimes when they let their IP and lend their licensing to a Japanese brand and a Japanese company, that brand kind of has a little bit more leeway than anything outside of Japan, the US included, definitely the US, but also brands like this. So it's always interesting, and the first comment he makes, and of course I agree with this, you know, they're always using the same four Pokemon: Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander, and also Pikachu. And that is definitely a fair thing. I would be very willing to bet that that's part of their requirement, is that they have to have the 3 original starters and Pikachu. A lot of times they don't even let brands outside of the original 151. It's not like these brands are saying like, yeah, we want to do Bulbasaur, Pikachu, and Squirtle for our collaboration. I bet every brand out there would like to do a bunch of other stuff, but the fact that they're even able to collaborate with Pokemon is kind of like the thing. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my gosh, we have our license with Pokemon. That's already impossible to get. We'll just do whatever they say. Pokemon's going to say, you have to put these 3 Pokemon on your collection, on your collaboration, on your clothing. And that's that. And no joke, go look at any American or outside of Japanese collaboration. I bet you the majority of them would have at least the original 151. And then maybe if they are able to do the 151 correctly, that they'll do like 1 or 2 pieces outside of that. But it's very rare.
At the same time, it's kind of nuts what people are like willing to fucking pay for with how simple it looks, in my personal opinion.
I mean, yeah, that is a personal opinion. That's completely fair to say. It's also just like the Balenciaga collaboration with Fortnite. It's completely bland. It's completely lame. There's nothing to that. The entire collection sold out.
On Instagram, on the actual post that Pokemon posted, they were going a big old fit about it. There's several people on there that were like, this is the Pokemon community. This is Pokemon. We're fucking collectors. We're not dropping money on all these clothes and stuff like that. You know, what do you think you're marketing to? We're not hype beasts over here. We're the Pokemon community. We're the and that.
Okay, here's the thing about Pokemon. Let's just take into consideration all of the revenue streams that Pokemon has. A lot of people might not know this. The card game is number 3 in their revenue stream, and it's not even close to number 2 or not even close to number 1. Number 2 is actually the video games. The video games are worth way more than the Pokemon card game, about $6 billion more. But do you guys want to know what is number 1? Like $60 billion part of Pokemon's revenue is licensed merchandise. So when people are saying, I would never spend X amount of money on this or that, we're the Pokemon community, we're not hype beasts, we don't spend money on this. Yeah, the Pokemon community does. I feel like there's a huge disconnect that the Pokemon community is just the TCG group. I mean, if we want to talk about the Pokemon community is the Pokemon card collectors. The people who buy video games is a bigger section of Pokemon. The licensed merchandise buyers is the biggest section of Pokemon. So it's just kind of funny. I was hoping that was going to get brought up.
All I've got to say about this is think about this for 1 second, okay? Why wouldn't the Pokemon Company do these high-end collabs or something like that? Genuinely, why wouldn't they do this?
Yeah.
Tell me legitimately why they wouldn't do this stuff, okay? Look, I'm with you guys. I think these clothes are garbage. I think that's way too much for clothes. I'm not paying that much. I've got what I wear, and I'm going to do the exact same thing I did. I'm not dropping $120 on t-shirts, okay?
I mean, from a personal standpoint, I'm not going to buy this collaboration either. One, I don't necessarily love the collection either. I don't think it's like a great looking collection. A.P.C, it's like not like I have any kind of personal tie with A.P.C. If it was some other like luxury fashion brand, maybe. A.P.C was never one of those brands that I really like clinged onto, so I don't really care about this collection that much. But no, I absolutely agree.
But then they'll fucking get on this like high horse tirade over here and be like, oh, $120 for a t-shirt's too much. Oh, so you do have a line. You do have something where you think it's actually kind of a line or something like that. And I don't even believe
100% agree with this. 100% agree with this. Let's take a look at something really quick. It all goes back to judging people on what they collect and what they spend their money on, which I think is just absolutely ridiculous. I don't think anybody out here is able to point their finger to one person or another and say what you're spending your money on is stupid. There are so many people out there pointing their finger at your collection and saying, I can't believe he spent that much money on XYZ when they have just as much equipment in their freaking truck or in their hunting equipment or in their skis or whatever. So I think it's always ridiculous to point your finger at somebody else's hobby and saying they're spending too much money. But in the case that A.P.C is saying here, I think it's a bit ridiculous to, you know, I already kind of mentioned we're in like the big Pokemon community here. Here's the thing. This collaboration's not even sold out, okay? Like, there is still some merit to being like, it's not even that good of a collab. Like, it could have looked a lot cooler, and I think it could have sold out a little harder. Of course, I mentioned earlier that that has something to do with just Pokemon licensing in general. But let's take a look here. Most of this collaboration is available, right? Look at this, though. You know what's not available anymore? The Pokemon Center Fossil Watches. Watches are cool. You know what? You know what else? What else? I would literally rather be wearing this A.P.C hoodie than probably these watches. Why are these 3 plushies sold out? This Mareep plushie is $500. This Altaria plushie, $500. This Slowpoke is $450. I could never spend that much on a freaking plushie, but they're sold out. And to the point that A.P.C is saying here, the Pokemon TCG Classic, $399, and this thing is completely sold out. Like if it's cards, plushies, watches, It's totally fair. But as soon as we get into clothing, it's a little bit of a thing to gripe about. I don't know, man.
This place is one big giant flexicon, and honestly, having just that expensive ass t-shirt is going to be enough to make people just go like, man, fuck this. Like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to have it. I'm going to put it up. I'm going to have it on my next video, and it's going to be something I just showcase as I'm fucking talking about whatever I'm talking about. Which, speaking of which,
yeah, that is true. You want to talk about expensive collaborations? Personally, I thought this was one of the ugliest collaborations that Pokemon has ever done with Balmain Paris. You want to talk about pricey, though? I mean, I'm pretty sure this shirt was like $1,000 or like $800 or something crazy like that. This jacket, I'm pretty sure was like $1,400. And we definitely can't forget about the Bape collaboration that came out last year. I can't remember how much these were, but they were definitely more expensive than this A.P.C. collaboration and collection. And you know what? This collection's also mad sold out. And you know what else? What else to go along with Opossum's opinion? Yeah, dude, people definitely will buy this junk just to flex it. Just like they wear their Pokemon card around their neck. It's literally the same exact thing.
I also find it funny that some of the people that were saying this stuff make very specific kind of content, like the you know, the typical content. My $10,000 PSA return. Oh, my fuck.
Yeah, that is ironic. No, I like the point that he's getting here. I actually, you know, I was kind of hoping to go into this video hoping that he was going to make a bunch of like false like claims against this collaboration or just like have way more negative opinions about it, but he's really just ragging on the type of people in the community that are kind of toxic. But I agree, dang it.
$500 shopping spree with Pokemon cards. This isn't even like the first expensive collab Pokemon has done or anything like that. They're doing all kinds of stuff. What about that jewelry one? What about that fucking crazy one that I saw floating around like that?
I just covered that one as well. The Tiffany & Co. Daniel Arsham Pokemon collaboration with the biggest piece, like 23 grand. I'll tell you guys right now with 100% confidence that $23,000 pendant, charm, whatever necklace, it is going to sell out. I'll tell you guys with 100% confidence that it is sold out. It is going to sell out immediately.
It's not for me. I think it's kind of dumb, but like people drop that money here all the fucking time. I don't know why that's the line. I just don't understand why that's the line. Buy one of the cool ass Pokemon shirts on there for like 20 bucks on the website. Go to fucking Target. Do something else, man. Like, why is this the line for people when you'll pay for scalped product? That's all I got.
Yeah, you know, I think there's still something to speak to the collectors as far as these collaborations go. I mean, this is a collaboration that we will, if you want my honest opinion, I don't think we're going to see a part 2 to this collection. If you are a fan of A.P.C., well, these guys have been around for, what, 50 years or something like that? There's a good chance that you'll never get this kind of collaboration opportunity again. And I think that's what collaborations and licensed products and licensed goods, where that collectability comes in and that piece of limited product comes in. So at the end of the day, I do collect cards, I do collect clothing, but I will say I would probably buy a piece from the A.P.C. collection before I just go buy this TCG Classic collection. You know, like, how many times do we need these cards? For real. I kind of am not even sure if I agree or disagree with whatever Opossum is saying. I thought I was going to go into this and maybe like share some insight on just kind of what I've seen throughout the collaboration and my side of the collectible side of Pokemon, and maybe be able to have some insight or to be able to provide some additional value. But I think the way he approached this video was a little bit different than I expected. I think this video fits more into par with his calling out on behavior and just people in the community, rather than sort of just a huge opinionated thing on the actual collaboration itself, which was what I was hoping for. So does this video even matter? Honestly, probably not. I even posted it on the small channel, so no one's probably even going to watch this. I would be willing to bet Possum himself doesn't even see this. So I think at the end of the day, the big learning lesson here is, you know, let people collect whatever they want. Let people buy whatever they want. Pokemon has been, you know, making a ton of money off of licensed products. That is the main revenue of the Pokemon company. I think just because Pokemon cards make a lot of people in the hobby a lot of money, it's not making Pokemon the most amount of money. It's the licensed product that's making the Pokemon a lot of money. In fact, the video games make way more than the Pokemon card game. So it's kind of just like a... It's kind of a weird thing. It makes a lot of sense for Pokemon to do collaborations like this. And this isn't even near to any of the most extravagant collaborations and collections as far as apparel goes that Pokemon has ever done. So it is kind of strange that this did drop on the Pokemon website, on the Pokemon Center. I will admit, that's something we don't necessarily see very often. A lot of times, like, these collaborations and collections are kind of just one-off. So it is very weird that the Pokemon collection was like, or the Pokemon Center was like, let's just take this in and do it ourselves and post it. I've kind of felt the same way about like the Fossil collaboration and like those pens that dropped not too long ago for like, what were those, like $900 or something? Then again, there's like a million examples of just this, like whatever he's saying. He could have made this video like a million different times, but I don't know, you guys. Does this video even matter? Probably not. Like, comment, subscribe though. We'll see you guys on the next one.